Welcome to Kendra's Artistic Crochet Designs. And we are at the first Monday of June, and we are going to make a summer blouse, sort of sleeveless. It may have some, we'll see. So anyway, we are going to use the Sugar Wheel Cotton Sparkle from Yarn Bee, and I got this at Hobby Lobby. And this color is called Pretties Please. Pretties Please. They have the weirdest names of colors. And then we're going to start out with the neck area. And then we're going to work our way down from the neck. And I've always wanted to do a blouse like that. And anyway, it's going to sort of look like this. I've been playing around with it, see if it would work. And so far it's working out just fine. So we're going to get started on this. We started out with 81 chains. And this neckline will fit just about anybody, I would say. An adult, except for a child. It wouldn't fit a child. But so I started out with 81 chains, and in the second chain from the hook, we're going to single crochet. And then you're just going to single crochet in every chain across. Yep. So I am going to finish mine, and I'm going to meet you at the end of this chain. And we'll be back. Alright, so I've got 80 single crochets all together. So you should have 80. Alright, so we're going to chain one, and we're going to turn our work. So now we're going to, the first thing we're going to do is just put a single crochet in that very first single crochet. And you will be putting a single crochet in the first and the last, actually. Alright, so now we're going to do front post single crochet on all the rest of these stitches until you get to the last one, and you'll just be putting a single crochet in the top of that single crochet. So front post, you're going to go round the front post and then make a single crochet. And then when you get to the end of this, you'll put a single crochet in that last one, and then you'll chain one and turn, and you'll repeat for the next 3 rows. So you need at least, 5 rows. So 5 rows altogether of this. And then once we get to the 5 rows, then I will be back to show you what to do next. But you'll be repeating this row for 3 more rows after this. Okay, so I have this completely done. There's 5 rows. Alright, and then you're just going to put these 2 together like this. I'm going to chain 1 here. And we're going to slip stitch. We're going to slip stitch this together. So go up into slip stitch, chain 1, turn the whole thing, and we're going to go back down, slip stitching on this side now. And so now we have a seam right here. And I'm going to turn that to the inside. And look like this. Alright, so we've got the collar. Alright. Now we're going to chain 1. And we've got the outside of the seam toward us. And this is the first stitch. This is actually the first stitch right here. So first of all, we're going to chain 2, and this chain 2 does not count for anything. And then I'm just going to start double crocheting. Start with the first stitch right there. So there's 1. We need 19 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. So, oh, and I forgot to tell you about this yarn right here. That sparkle is a number 3 yarn, so it's a thinner one, and my needle is a 5mm. But you can go smaller if you want. But I don't know. I don't like the smaller needles. So this is about as small as I'm going to go. So anyway, we got 19 double crochets in a row. In the next stitch, we're going to put 3 double crochets in there. And now you're going to repeat. You're going to go 19 and then put 3 in the next stitch. You're going to repeat it 3 more times because this is actually, these 3 is actually a corner. So we're going to kind of making a square out of this. Okay, so that's a corner. You're going to have 4 corners and 4 sides. So so you're just going to repeat the 19 and the 3 and the next and the 10th one. You're going to repeat that 3 more times. And over here you're going to end up with 3 in that last stitch. I'm going to finish mine off camera, and I will meet you at the end of this round. Alright, so I have 19, and this is the end. I have 1 more stitch right here, and I'm going to put 3 stitches into it. That is my last corner. So when you are done with this row, you should have 4 corners and 4 sides. Oh, and then what we need to do, oh no, I'm hoping, there we go. You're going to need 4 stitch markers. And what we're going to do is in the middle of those 3 stitches, you're going to put that stitch marker in. So go to your corners and right in the middle of the 3 stitches, put a stitch marker in there. Find the next corner. It's right there. And yeah, we could have done this as we went, but I wasn't thinking. And here is the middle. This is this corner. Okay. Then that way we've got our corners marked. All right. Now this this one is going to be made. That was just the base stitching that we just did, the base stitching. But we are going to do 4-leaf falling leaf stitch. So we're going to chain 1 from here, and in this first stitch right here, we're going to put the falling leaf stitch in there. All right, then you're going to skip 2, and in the third one, put the falling leaf stitch in. And so forth. We're going to cross here by skipping 2, and then in each third one, we're putting the falling leaf stitch in. And let's see, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7, and we also at our corner right now. So I'm taking that out for right now. In the next 3 stitches, we're going to put a falling leaf stitch in. And I'm putting one in this middle one that we just took that out, and we're going to put right in the middle one. Again, we're putting that stitch marker back in there. It kind of helps us with the corners because you can't see the corners too well. So there is 1, 2, and then this is the third one. And then from here, we've got to skip 2 and then do the falling leaf stitch. So you're going to repeat this now. You're going to repeat what we just did. You end up with 7 falling leaf stitches before you get to this corner. So, and then in the corner, because we have to increase, in order to make this bigger, we've got to increase. We're going to put a falling leaf stitch in all 3 of those stitches. Okay, and we just repeat that all the way around, and I will meet you at the end of this round. Okay, so as you can see, we have, you know, pretty much of a square right here. Alright, so I went all the way around and I slip stitched to the first single crochet that I started. We're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn our work. So every row you're going to turn. And in this first single crochet that we attach to, we are going to put our first falling leaf stitch in. Alright, and then in this next falling leaf stitch, and because what you're doing is you're skipping the two doubles, and then we're going to just use the single to put a falling leaf stitch in. Now that roll does not apply to these next 3 stitches, because you see I have this marked as a corner. Okay, that's the reason why I have these marked. So we're going to put a falling leaf stitch in all 3 of those stitches, and only because we have to increase, and it helps us to increase, and it also helps us to keep our corners. So this was the second one, and I am putting this is the reason why, because if you look at this, you really can't tell what is corners and what is not. So that's the reason why we are using that stitch marker, so we can tell where our corners is. So this one here, when we come back around, we know we're going to be putting a falling leaf stitch in every stitch. Alright, so now from here now we're going to skip the next 2, and in this single crochet we're going to put a falling leaf stitch. And you're going to do that until you get to the next corner. So this will be easy, and then you'll know you're at the next corner because there's a stitch marker there. So this would be pretty easy pattern to sit and watch TV with, because you have your stitch markers to show you where the corners are. So you just, and like every row, these are going to increase because we're increasing at the corners, of course. Now we have another one more. And now we're at a corner again, and we're going to put a falling leaf stitch in all 3 of those stitches. So there's 1. And this is 2. And this is where our corner is going to be, on that second falling leaf stitch. And then the third falling leaf stitch is this last one here in this single crochet. And then you're going to skip the next 2, and you're going to just repeat all the way around like that. And then, you know, the next row you will chain 1 and turn again, and I'm thinking that we're probably going to be needing 15, maybe 20 rows before we go to the next thing. So for this week, this is your homework. We're going to probably do, let's do 20 rows. And then next week we'll go on to the next thing. So that'll be the end of this tutorial today. Then we're just going to keep repeating this around and around until we get to 20 rows of this falling leaf stitch. So this is the second row of it, because I'm not counting these here. 20 rows of the falling leaf stitch. Alright, so I hope this comes out okay. I think it will. So far, I think I've got about, on this one when I was playing around with, let me see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's 5 rows so far in this. And so that's how that is going to come out. And then we're just going to keep going until we get to the sleeves, so then we can make the sleeves. So it'll be coming out to the your shoulders, over your shoulders, and then we're going to make the hole for where the sleeve's going to be once, I think, at the end of row 20. So I'm pretty sure it'll be that way. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and bye-bye now.